like sounds important.
Yes, it's hugely fortuitous.
I think that is something we should probably look into. Also, I have a question.
Yes?
This, for my personal use, is in regard to Mentor, but in general, can we purchase backgrounds now that will become active later?
I would accept that, yes, that they would be something
like, if I have no idea what werewolves are, but I would like maybe a point in Mentor, could I have that later then? When I become a part of...
we could say that is something that will kick in after the prequel.
But that's what I was thinking.
It can't kick in later than when game proper begins, but we can agree that some of the things that you want to learn as part of the prequel stories won't kick in until later. That's fine. Okay.
Good.
Next one is, and Haley is going to start snickering now, but it's called fetish.
Yay!
I knew it. Fetishes are, in fact, magic items. These are magic items that Garou have access to.
That kind of fetish.
That kind of fetish, exactly. And some of them are very, very powerful. Some of them are very minor, but still useful.
No, it represents your ties in the BDSM community.
Yeah, I want to just collect fetishes and call myself a fetishist.
They basically go all the way from like one dot. Oh, you have a cute dream catcher that you inherited from your grandmom, and when you jangle it, you have a better chance of having a nice vision on the next day, or the difficulty for your ancestor check might drop by 1, that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Up to level 5, you have a great sword imbued with an ancient spirit of war, and it wants to kill everything, and as a result, you deal a truck ton of damage if you lightly touch someone with it.
Oh, and it's also, by the way, it's made of silver.
Yeah.
Yes. Kinfolk. Yes, sorry.
No, I'm just going to make a joke now, but I think that our child of Gaia should have a water pipe fetish.
It's shisha fetish.
Yeah. Don't make fun. That's a thing.
That is a thing. Next one is Kinfolk. These are otherwise normal humans and wolves who have descended from the Garou without inheriting their spiritual duty and the gene, basically. You can have a number of them, and these can also be pooled amongst a pack. So you can have access to a network of Kinfolk that way.
An interesting fact about Kinfolk, for those of you who think, what the fuck do I care about Kinfolk, is that Kinfolk are immune to something called delirium.
Yes.
Delirium is a collective panic attack suffered by humanity when werewolves tried to eat them all. And without going into too much detail, it means that if you shift into a werewolf form in front of a normal person...
Only Krenos.
Yeah, Krenos. They will either shit themselves with terror and faint and not remember anything, or they will blindly rage out and try and murder you.
Yes. Kinfolk won't do that. Also, Kinfolk are the most reliable allies you will ever have. However, they are, as it says here, most are not in a position of power. Such people are considered allies as the background allies. But because they are people in more position of authority, but these are ordinary people, but people you can absolutely rely on. This is if you are on the run from something nasty, you will call these people and say, I need a place to crash and I need nobody to find me, and you will have a place to crash and they will do everything to hide you. That sort of thing. Next up, we have Mentor, which is a Garou of higher rank, has taken a keen interest in you and will look after you to a point.
Is 5 dots still a rank 6 mentor?
Yes.
That's still crazy.
What is a rank 6 mentor?
Rank 6 are the most powerful Garou out there at all. They're legends.
Okay.
Garous are measured in ranks, which basically indicates how cool are you in the eyes of Gaia and the spirits, and what gifts will they bestow on you.
Yes, exactly.
We may have a gift at level 1 there's a gift called Hair's Leap, I want to say, which allows you to jump a little higher. Like, you can make a significant little leap.
Yes.
And there might be a level 4 power that allows you to get hit by a tactical missile strike and walk away laughing.
There is literally a Get a Fenris gift, I believe it is rank 4 in fact, which is called Last Stand, which means the Garou plants his feet on the ground, and until every enemy in his immediate surrounding, which means where the scene is going on, is either dead or fled, he can't die.
Yeah.
However, at the time when the last one is dead or has fled, he takes all the damage that has accumulated all at once.
So yeah, there is a significant level of power attained by your difference in rank and thereby what gifts you can unlock. Some spirits will teach you some pretty crazy things.
Yes, they will. Next up, we have Pure Breed. This is, as I said, this is a matter of how good your pedigree is, quite literally, since these are canine creatures. How pure is the wolf in you? And this is basically what this does is that when you interact with other werewolves, this makes you much more respectable. The more you have in this, the more respectable you are. Next up, resources. Money and resources. Next up, we have rights. These are the rights that you then needed the rights skill for, but these are the ones that will allow you to do minor rights, for that matter, all the way up to fairly important, fairly major ones, but they are
Garou society is modern tradition, and rights are an important part.
Rights are extremely important. They use these before meetings, to finish off meetings, to seal an oath between two people. Rights are needed if you have done something really brilliant and the Gaillards have sung your glory and so on. Then once they have sung your glory and everyone agrees, yes, this was pretty cool. These young people are awesome. Yes, we acknowledge this. Then there's a small rite completed, just to show that, yes, we do acknowledge this, and you now have this renown attached to you.
Yeah. Enjoy your +1 renown and glory.
Exactly. Next we have spirit heritage, which, as I said, Garou are creatures of duality, torn between man and wolf, and between spirit and flesh. Garou share a kinship with inhabitants of the spirit world, but some have stronger connections than others. For some reason, perhaps an ancestral tie to a household of spirits, certain types of spirits react more positively to you than others. This doesn't need to be a friendly relationship. Spirits may be fearful or respectful of you, in awe of you, or feel a sense of duty to you. No matter what the relationship, one group of spirits is more likely to cooperate with you.
I haven't come across this background before. What are the examples provided in this list of dots?
Examples of possible groups are animal spirits, plant spirits, elementals, urban spirits, and even banes. Banes are normally considered the bad guys.
Yeah.
Spirits can... those are the ones.
What's the level 2?
The spirits note your arrival. You bring your chosen spirits to mind in others when they look at you, though few understand why.
Cool. Thank you.
5 says, some question if you really are only half spirit.
Nice. And then pick that and then Bane and just watch the chronicle collapse.
Yes. Oops.
We have to murder this one-player character.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Last one up is one of the most important. Totem.
Oh,
yeah.
Totem is a background that applies directly to the character's pack rather than the individual. So basically, unlike other pooled backgrounds, the pack spends all of the points that members have invested in this trait to determine their totem's power.
Yeah.
This would be another one we can only kind of do later.
Yes,
I suppose.
it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
but it is an incredibly powerful thing, because a totem spirit will literally bestow extra powers on everyone in the pack. And there are different kinds of totems, of course. Totems of war, totems of survival, totems of wisdom, totems of many different things.
Yeah. It can be a very, very significant benefit to us.
Oh, hell yes. Oh my god.
If you have, let's say we have 2 dots, right? Our spirit might be, I don't know, doe. Right? Doe could be our spirit.
Yes.
And that would, of course, bring us some benefits.
Yes.
Compare and contrast to if we have, let's say, pooled 5.
Yes.
We could have Falcon. And if we have Falcon, a lot of the enemies of werewolf kind
will be afraid of him.
If they see us, they will shit themselves and flee.
Because Falcon is the tribal totem of the Silver Fangs, and they are still seen as the great ancient heroes. So basically, if Falcon has taken an interest in you, the Banes and other evil spirits will typically take one look at you, go, "Oh fuck, we're not doing this. I want overtime," and then they're gone.
I want hazard pay.
Yes, I want hazard pay, exactly. And
I want a total to be a whale. Whale has taken interest in you.
Yeah, sperm whale specifically. Airdropping, body tackling sperm whale. A very specific spirit.
The pack will be named the Whale Droppings.
well, true.
Oh, ew.
So,
Whale dropping.
so yes, this is.
Yeah, I've already written totem
These are
monsters.
the backgrounds.
Yeah. I'm assuming that whatever becomes our totem is determined in how we play out our change and our
Yes.
what's it called? Our herbaderb, our rite of passage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I preferred Harbadarb.
So
Oh
it's
my god,
You will
guys.
meet a number of different spirits that you will be able to interact with,
Sure.
and one of them, depending on your interaction, one of them may decide to offer itself as a pack totem.
but if we haven't, for example, if we haven't pooled 5, we're not gonna get Grandfather Thunder. We're not gonna get Falcon.
No.
However well we do, we are hard limited to how many points have we pooled in all.
Yes.
Cool.
Anyway, yes, Helle?
No, it's just, so, was it I who said whale droppings? Or someone said whale droppings, so I was like, so what does whale shit even look like? So I googled whale excrements, and there's actually, there is a Wikipedia article about whale feces.
Oh,
Not only you, Helle,
That is actually a Wikipedia article.
Oh my god, only you, I swear. Alright.
Next up
Next up is Renown, actually. My goodness, we're down to Renown.
Cool.
Where is that?
Renown is determined, obviously. This is how famous you are within Garou society.
Renown is not a background, right? It's just
No,
3
it's-
stats.
Exactly. Renown is a stat that you can't buy more in. You can earn more in it. This is how basically you, depending on what auspice you are, you need your various renown stats to reach a certain level before you can attain the next rank. Which means that, yes, it is highly possible that some of you will reach rank 2 before others of you will.
Yeah, there is no baseline experience in this game.
No.
We get 1 experience point for showing up. Everything else is tied into what we do and how we play.
Exactly. Most of it is role, but renown has nothing to do with XP. Renown is a matter of what do you do in character, what have you done which is worthy of renown, and how good are you at telling everyone else about it. Basically, this is why it's nice to have a Gaillard around. But exactly. So, for example, the ones that always rise in rank the most easily are always going to be the Ragabashes, because they just need a certain amount of points, but they can be distributed however they want. If you want to rise in rank, and you are an Arun, on the other hand, you need to have loads of glory. However, fuck wisdom. Who gives a shit about wisdom?
How about Philodoxus? Is that wisdom and honor?
Yes, wisdom and honor primarily, but they are very evenly divided. So there is a. Let me see. Here we go. Fits of rank. Moving up in rank is detailed on page that. Okay, I will go and take a look at that page instead.
What's the initial rank then?
Yeah, that depends on our auspice.
You start on rank 0 when we begin playing for the prequels. By the time we get started on the very first thing that will happen to you in the real story is your rite of passage, and once you've gone through that, you're rank 1.
Okay.
A Ragabash will start with 3 points of renown in any combination. So basically, I want you to set the points now, but they won't be really there until we're done with your rite of passage.
Which page are you on, Joan?
Renown.
Renown.
Page in the actual PDF.
Oh, sorry.
I'm following on my own. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
So what page was that? Sorry.
251.
251. Thank you.
I'm a bit lost as to where I'm putting Renown.
It's
that
on your-
Right below Maris and Flaws.
Yes.
you scroll down, and then there will be it's next to your rage, gnosis, and willpower.
Okay, so what? Okay, I've missed a couple of backgrounds, so that's a bit further back, I suppose. Okay, so I've got a certain number of points.
Glory, honor, and wisdom. And depending on what your auspice is, they will be placed as I tell you.
Actually, I think before we skip to, because we've been very good at talking about our characters so far.
Yes.
So I think before we go into Renown, let's quickly address: does everyone have their backgrounds? What have people chosen for backgrounds? Not with freebie points, but like, what do we have for our baseline points?
I started writing down a few of the backgrounds. So, how many background points did we get?
5.
Again?
5.
Okay.
I can start.
Yeah.
For my pure non-freebie points, I have put 1 in contacts.
Yeah.
1 in mentor, which I'm going to hopefully get later, and 2 in pure breed.
Cool.
That means you have 1 point left.
No, oh yeah, it does. I'll figure that out. But freebie points, it's just the current score cost, right?
Yes.
No, freebie point cost is 1-to-1.
Yes, but we will get to freebies later.
Yeah.
You should spend the actual points you have before you even start thinking of freebies.
In that case, I put 1 in spirit heritage.
Okay.
What type of spirit?
Yeah, it says like elementals. Would you have to just have elementals, or should I say like fire elementals?
No, elementals would do.
Then it's elementals. I don't know exactly what that covers, but elementals totally.
Elemental spirits in general, so yeah.
You might look better in the rain.
Oh,
Would someone be so awesome as to write a list of the backgrounds?
Sure, I can do that.
That would be very appreciated.
I have my backgrounds down, so I will go after Rasmus and mention that I have 1 point in contacts.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly where I got it from. I imagine it's like I might have bullied someone and then made friends with whoever didn't like those people. So
my
that
contacts are because she has been a girl guide, which is apparently the same as a girl scout.
Cool.
Most of her life.
Then there is 2 dots of pure breed. That is not really something my character has any control over. It's just how he was born.
Yes.
And then 2 dots of resources, which right now represents a decent bank account, to a very decent bank account, very decent for a teenager, and will eventually represent his blossoming endeavors into some form of business that he will earn money off.
Yes.
There you go, Hannah.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else wants to share?
Sure, I can. Oh, Chris, go ahead.
No, you first.
Okay, so for my character, I have chosen fetish, 2 dots.
Yep.
Pure breed, 2 dots, and resources, 1 dot.
Yep. Fetish is something, one of the things that you will have access to by the end of the prequels as well.
Yeah, sure, cool.
But yes, but just so you know, it's not so that you wake up one morning and say, "Ooh, I'm a werewolf, and look at this awesome magic item they've given me."
Of course not.
That's
cool.
That would be a little bit weird, maybe.
It would.
And yes, all right. Next, then,
And then
Chris.
I debated whether I want to spread them out more or not, but in the end I've gone for 1 point fate,
Yeah.
2 points kinfolk,
Yeah.
1 point resources, and 1 point rights.
That sounds like a good combo, actually. Yes.
Yeah, it does.
We have to over the course of the prequels. We will also figure out what that right is, obviously.
Yes, of course.
And okay, so we have the renown thing. Just to, well, unless somebody else has. Did anybody else choose their?
We need to go over Hilla and AJ, I think.
Yeah, Aya.
Well, I have spirit heritage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which group of spirits?
You talked about some modern spirits.
Yes, technology spirits.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, so spiders and stuff like that.
Yes.
So she has 2 dots in spirit heritage with technology spirits.
Yes.
She has fate and she has resources. basically, she has to earn her funds by working in her parents'.
You totally have a YouTube channel or something, right?
Oh god!
Oh god.
So awesome!
As her family, as this family is, she has to earn her stay. She is supposed to be a big fancy business mogul and take over the business when she's old enough, and to do that she has to prove herself.
That makes
So
sense.
she works for them. She's a glassware for Christ's sake. She has to be good at technology, good at computers, and she earns money herself too.
That's very cool.
That is cool.
And if you
Self-sufficient bitch.
and if you squint, we can see the Weaver spirit crawling inside you.
Yes. Helen, did you choose?
What?
I didn't catch that.
Sorry, yeah, my mom was talking to me.
No worries, no worries.
Oh, also,
No, I haven't decided. What are the benefits to having kinfolk again?
The benefits is that you have some people that you can trust with your life. And yes, they don't have the power that allies do, but you have more of them.
There's something to be said for, like, a person can achieve a lot of shit.
Yes.
And these people are not only your loyal friends, they also don't snap sideways if you turn into a werewolf.
Exactly. And as I said, you can pool the number of kinfolk. So basically, if you have 1 dot in kinfolk, you have 2 kinfolk. But if 3 of you each have 1 dot in kinfolk, and
We have 10.
them, you have 10. You don't have 6, you then have 10.
Very cool.
I also figured on taking kinfolk because her parents are kinfolk, they just don't know.
Yeah, that
So they won't get delirium when she turns first time.
Exactly.
I right now have like temporarily 1 dot in kinfolk because I haven't decided on anything, because I was also thinking of going with the parents are kinfolk but don't know it, and then maybe have the good old trope with the grandmother who has heard something
Yes.
about maybe werewolves.
That makes
But
sense.
never thought that it was true.
Okay, but
I have the idea that when this girl turns, obviously they left America and the family hated them for them, but bitch, why shouldn't they move?
yes.
So they took little Taryn and took her to Ireland because there was opportunities there. They want to expand to Dublin, so fuck our family. Back home, grandma's yelling them down, you can't take Taryn away! And then there's a
That sort of thing, yes. Whoops. For the record, guys, there's a huge echo. There's a huge echo again.
Let's hear it.
For the record, I would like to say here, I'm very, 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 very happy that you guys gave me the opportunity to do this. I really do appreciate this. I really do. I feel so much more at ease with this.
I have had the sense that you, like, just something in your voice that this was something you needed as we've been talking about this.
Yes, I really did. And I am so glad that you are okay with this and that you want to play this, because I think this is going to be fun. I really do.
Like, finally something I can put myself into completely. Okay, I have no clue what a werewolf is. I have no clue where it is, but I start out as a fucking pup. Teach me.
Exactly.
And it's in the modern world, so I have it easier with, no, a bow can't shoot that far. Fuck you, I'm shooting you with a gun.
Exactly. Shall we take a look at the Renown at last then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just another.
Oh, yeah.
I have also right now 1 dot in Ancestors and 1 in Fate.
Good.
Cool.
How about we didn't hear from Heine, did we?
Yeah, I think we did.
I did.
We did.
I don't remember what you had.
He had a fetish, among other things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fetish,
also-
That's true.
two dots in fetish, 2 in pure breed, and 1 in resources.
Is
Okay.
your
This is pretty
fetish?
cool because you have a lot of pure breed in this pack. That's right.
Daniel, I haven't given any thought to the nature of the fetish yet.
No, I was going to ask if you knew if you were going to pick 2 minor or a moderate fetish.
I'll moderate.
Cool.
Sure, that could be something like a fang dagger or something like that. That's pretty
Just
cool.
an extra. I am plotting on putting into totem for us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, same. I'm probably going to dump a freebie or 2 into totem.
And I'm probably also gonna dot more into fate.
Me too.
Yes. But let us get to that when we get to PvP points. We are still at Renown.
Cool. So Renown for different auspices.
Yes.
Ragabash could randomize it, right?
They can randomize it.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing about the Ragabashes is they, no matter what rank they need to reach, they just have to have the total amount.
Okay.
But it can be any combination.
And Thurges, which I assume are the next.
Thurges must have 3 in Wisdom.
And they start with 3 wisdom, right?
Yes, they start with 3 in Wisdom at rank 1.
Cool. And then
Philodoxes start with 3 in Honor.
Cool.
Gaillards start with 2 Glory, 1 Wisdom.
Lovely.
And Aruns start with 2 Glory and 1 Honor.
Cool. And the same applies to the temporary boxes down there. Do we start?
There is one little detail that needs to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Just one. The Ragabashes have it easy in that they don't require any specific combination. However, from rank 2 onwards, they do require slightly more than others. For example, if you want to ever reach the rank of Elder, which is rank 5, for example, an Arun needs to have 10 points of Glory, 9 points of Honor, and 4 points of Wisdom. That's a total of 23. A Ragabash needs a total of 25 points.
The notion here being that being the trickster is all well and good, but eventually you hit the ceiling where it's and now we...
Exactly.
It's easy to be recognized, but not as easy to be respected.
Exactly. Here's the glass ceiling. Now try to break through it.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Right.
And
Just a quick question about the Renown.
yes,
How do you get that?
you actually thank you. That was interesting.
Good
Okay.
question.
Let me. You have permanent
Because
points.
of my 3 points of wisdom, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have. Okay, I'll explain. You have permanent points of renown and temporary points of renown. In order to get a new permanent point of renown, you need to get 10 temporary points. And
Do
then
we start with the same stats?
what?
Do we start with as an Arun? Do I start with 2 temporary glory?
Yes. No. You start with those at rank 1 are permanent.
Yeah, and then no temporary.
No temporary.
Temporary.
Cool.
You have to build them.
Yes. So
Like leveling.
right now,
You're now level
okay,
4.
I'm going to drop out of this call and come back in because the echo is insane.
Yeah, okay.
Huh, that's weird.
I should probably just stare myself blind at the at the Skype chat for a moment and see if anyone lights up when the echo happens.
That would actually be a good idea.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And I can still hear an echo, but it's not quite so bad. Anyway, I'll explain this, and this is pretty important, so I need to go over this.
Yeah.
You need, for every permanent point of renown, you must get 10 temporary points of renown.
Yeah.
Then, when you have the 10 points, they need to be acknowledged. This requires that you get a Gaillard to actually sing or explain, tell a good story, whatever. What has happened? What have you done to earn this?
Yeah.
And then you need to have a Philodox say, yes, I acknowledge that this is correct and true and good and valid. It is considered, it is judged worthy. And the Philodox will usually listen to what all the other Guru in the Sept will say. They will all sit around in a big circle and listen to the Gaillard do the bragging thing. And then
Oh my god, circle wank.
and when the bragging thing is done, they will all sit there and go, boo, oh, ooh, we don't believe that, ooh, it wasn't well enough explained, something like that, and then you have to go away and you lose 1 point of temporary renown. If that happens, you have to earn it back and then you can try again. But if you do well enough, and if you explain this well enough, and you have a higher ranked Philodox go, yes, that is acceptable, and everybody here is clapping and hooting and howling, yes, you now get your point of renown. Then you have earned a permanent point. And then you start to earn the next one. And you get stuff, for example, let me give you an example here. You get, if you the top one is besting someone, including a spirit, in a riddle contest. That will give you 3 points of temporary wisdom. We could also take one such as this: defeating a minor worm threat, callous, bane-infested animal, a young vampire, etc. This would give you 2 points of glory. And so on and so forth. You can also lose temporary renown.
This is it's a good time to mention that the book has a long list of stuff that gives you glory, honor, and wisdom.
Yes.
And there's a lot of openness to this because it's very central to everything the characters do.
Yes.
But Joan Joan can make stuff up.
Yes.
Like, this will give you honor, glory, or wisdom.
Yes.
Also,
However,
go
that
on.
is how it works. But here's one thing I've always done in Werewolf games, and I'm going to do the same thing for you. If you guys actually get a hold of this thing, this list somehow, and you say, okay, I've been given renown, I will always tell you, you get renown for this, and this. It's like when I give bonus XP on Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I will always explain why you get the renown you do. If you then sit there and say, but I feel like I should get renown for X, Y, or Z as well, because Joan didn't mention that, but it's on the list and I've done that. You do it in character. You then go to, in this case, Chris, who's your Gaillard, and you say, you know what? Why didn't I get acknowledged for this? I did that. Chris
That's
will then
a great idea.
Then Chris will work with you to see if you can, come up with a good story that you can tell to the whole sept. You take it to the sept, and if it's done properly, I will acknowledge it as the GM.
I would also just add to anyone who might have any doubts that you can get acknowledged without a Gaillard. In absence of Gaillards, time doesn't stop. But
No.
they're usually... this is their job.
Yeah.
So these are the people who will do it. Also, Heine is dropped out of the call.
Oh.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's get Heine back.
I'm gonna try. He's marked us away, so I don't know if that ties
It's
into
gonna
it.
reboot.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yes. So,
Also, Joan, for...
Do stuff.
I know we're not there yet, but I think we'll get there soon enough.
Are we there yet?
yes.
The book doesn't seem to list any merits or flaws except for those for Kinfolks. Where can I find these? Because I found an online list, but I don't know the sources of it, and I would have to run.
They are there. They are there because I came across them earlier. For example, when I searched, yes,
because I only saw
No, I did. Listen, I did because that was where I found the stuff about linguistics.
All right, good. Because I haven't been able to. I will give you guys this. It is very true that this book is very disorganized.
Yes.
Is it kind of like it was Hell figuring out where shit was in the Dark Ages vampire book?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the classic 2 paragraphs per page, and everything is written downwards instead of sideways, which, as everyone who knows shit about menu design, the more you have, the more sideways you need to go, but these guys are always going downwards.
Also, if you look at the...
Here. Page 383.
Thank you. If you look at the index, it's a lot of very pretty, fluffy text. It doesn't tell me shit about where stuff is. Thank you, Joan. I'll look at them.
Yep. You can take a maximum of 7 points of flaws.
Yep.
Or isn't it that you can only earn points for it, or do you not want us to take more than that?
We cannot take more than that, because otherwise you will be so overflawed that it's seriously going to impact it.
Will you... Oh, hey, Heine.
Hi.
Let's see, where were you when we quit out of this? We were talking about Renown properly. Joan was just saying that let's say you want to rank up glory, you need to gain 10 temporary glory, then have it recognized in the sept, and then your glory will go up by 1. And that needs to be done with the different renown stats in order to increase in rank.
Yeah.
So I'm forgetful. What were the benefits of each again?
Of each what?
Renown.
Your turn.
I don't. Joan, is there a system where you can like leverage your glory in conversation or something like that?
Not really, but but there is it's not like a werewolf is going to walk up to the guy sitting next to him and say, "Yes, I'm a foster and I'm a rank 2 werewolf and I've got 8 points of glory."
No,
it doesn't work quite like that. But there is an internal understanding in the sept who has more glory, who has more honor, who has more wisdom. So, for example, someone who has loads of glory will typically be listened more to when the talk comes to fighting and war and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the person or the werewolf with much higher wisdom will typically be listened to as the person who will, they will know more about how to deal with diplomatic situations or dealing with the spirits or something like that. And basically there is an internal ranking system in this, so that, for example, philodoxes who all have high honor will be seen differently. There are some philodoxes that are older than others. They're all honorable, but some of them are simply that much more accomplished, and therefore their word will have slightly more weight.
As a general point about that werewolves in the setting, old werewolves are rare werewolves.
Oh yeah.
Because it's normally you die by being a werewolf. You fight the power, and eventually the power arms themselves with silver bullets, and you die.
Yeah.
But there's also a tradition or an implicit understanding within Garou society that is, you should not allow people to suffer your illness, which loosely translated means if you get old and weak, off yourself because you're being a burden.
Mm-hmm. That is not. That is actually honored more in the breach these days. It's one of the traditions that most tribes these days tend to say, we don't really look at that because there aren't enough of us that we can actually spare people.
I should probably also add that, since the question was on the implications of the different types of renown, that it influences the subtext of what you do within the sept. Let's say Heine, over the course of the first 10 sessions, earns, by virtue of miracle, earns 3 points of glory. Permanent points of glory. Now he's glory 5 and I'm glory 2. Let's say I then say, I disagree with what Heine just did, and I'm calling him out for it in front of the sept. I'm like, you wanna smack up the head, bitch? You want me to take out some teeth? I'll fight you. And then me doing that as a glory 2 against a glory 5 is probably gonna get some snickering or some cross downs or some, what the fuck is this pup doing?
Exactly.
Because he's glory 5. If I then win, then I'm probably gonna get a standing ovation because holy shit, did you see that? Exactly. But if I get beat down, then it's more like, what a fucking idiot.
Exactly. And it says in the fluff files that werewolves are big on bragging. They love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, somebody asked?
Yeah, for future, those you found there were the ones I said were for mostly Kinfolk. There is only 12 of them. But at page 471, there's the appendix, and that's where the flaws and merits are.
Okay.
Sorry, Ben.
Cool.
Let's get that when we get to it.
Yeah.
So, aside from talking about glory, honor, wisdom, how to gain and lose them,
yep.
I popped away for 5 minutes to get myself a drink.
You skipped nothing. You missed nothing.
Okay, that's good.
So, we are now up to the finishing touches.
Wonderful.
Which is merits and flaws. And then freebies. Freebies are always the last thing you do.
Yep.
You can take flaws worth a maximum of 7 points. Every point you earn that way adds another freebie point to your total. So you can reach a total of 22 freebie points because you'll start out with 15. Merits, of course, cost these points.
May I note that the book says 21 to start with?
Oh, they've added to that. Oh, cool. That's very nice.
I think I might be wrong, but I think it's 21 then plus 7. But
that is so cool because it used to be 15, so they've actually upped that from in the 20th edition, 20th edition. I think that is actually rather nice.
They've actually made werewolves more skilled.
You should probably double check what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna go do that in a hurry, but
It should say in the beginning, like
that's
in the
where I'm
beginning of
looking.
character creation.
Yeah.
No,
that's
it
where-
says step 5 freebie points. Oh, that's Kinfolk. Sorry. Oh,
Step
Things are
5.
getting weird. I don't like it.
I love, what was it, 1D4chan described playing as Kinfolk, and this is this game on hard mode.
okay, so...
Yeah, humans get 21. They always did.
And that's just...
Because, quite frankly, humans have enough downsides that they don't need any more.
So the funny thing is that,
Poor
as
little
far as
humans.
I can tell, the merits that's referenced in the index is for the Kinfolk, not the...
Did you go to page 471?
Oh, I did not.
Because those that
Yeah.
you looked at were for Kinfolk.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, spend freebie points 15.
Okay, so that was the Kinfolk I looked at before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spend
Okay,
50
okay.
points is 15. So yes, so you can reach a maximum of, as I said, 22 points that way, and you can, strictly speaking, spend all of them on merits if you want. But that's how it goes. So page
It's gonna leave you with a wonky character.
471, was that it?
Yes.
Yes.
How
Be
much
care-
is common sense?
Be careful about especially the merits, or sorry, the flaws. Be certain that you read what they do, because they will be enforced.
I think what you're saying is be certain you make Joan read them out loud before you do, because we don't have the books.
Yeah.
Some of us do.
Shut up.
Yeah, but some of us didn't feel like paying $30 for a PDF.
So another thing I'm noticing is that these the merits aren't sorted alphabetically, and that's just fucking stupid.
I believe they're sorted according to category.
They're sorted according to points.
Yes. Well,
Still wrong.
yeah, it's pretty silly, but common sense, since you asked, is 1 point merit.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to take that right the fuck now.
For those of you who don't know, common sense is welcome to the game. This is your GM's. This is your safety net.
Yes,
Merit.
GM can step in and say, "This is not a good idea."
Yep, I think I agreed when it was mentioned to me the first time round that I was going to take this, because quite frankly, I know I'm going to end up just putting my foot in my mouth.
Yes, language is a 1 point merit. Since we talked about that earlier.
Yeah. It's a 1 point. I guess you spend a point and you get one more language.
Yes, if you
Okay.
take
Where-
the. Sorry.
No, never mind. No.
Could you please continue that, Joan?
The what?
If you
were
take
about to explain something about languages.
I think you were about to talk about the linguist thing.
Oh yeah. It's a 1 point merit, and it gives you one extra language. If you take the merit called natural linguist, which is 2 point merit, that means that every time you take the merit language, instead of getting, which still only costs 1 point, every time you take that, you get 2 extra languages.
Yeah,
so if you want to have a character who speaks 10 different languages, it's cheaper to do it that way.
Yeah, the moment you want to have 3 languages,
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
If you only want 2, then you might as well just take language 2 times.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you want 3 or more, you might as well take the linguists thing.
There's also the point to be made that having that merit, if you have natural linguist and you during game says, my character is going to start studying Greek.
Yes.
Then Joan is going to say, yeah, that's I estimate this is going to be an extended test requiring you to achieve this and that many successes over the course of this or that many months.
Exactly.
And then you might make the point, but I have natural linguist, and then Joan might say, oh, then it's over the course of this couple of weeks.
Yes. Or at least less months. Yes, definitely.
Or you can do it at the same time, but learn 2 languages.
That's a good point.
Because every time you take 1 language, you get 2. So if you spend the entire time on learning that language, then
Oh, God, tell me they did this. Tell me they did this.
What did
What did
they
they
do?
They did this.
Oh, this is beautiful.
What is
They've
it?
actually included the tribal camps in the base book.
Yes, they did.
Oh, finally!
The anniversary edition is supposed to be like a collection of the
this
most
is so
central
good.
parts, right?
This is so good.
I'm confused.
I mean, you start out as cubs. You're not actually in any of the tribal camps yet. But eventually, over the course of the game, which is, I'm planning on running this for a long, long, long time, you might join a tribal camp, which is like a subgroup within the
The Geta Fenris might become neo-Nazis.
They might become neo-Nazis, yes.
I don't want to be a neo-Nazi.
Oh.
Oh, they're bad. They're bad. Let's not go there.
At least they have an agenda.
They are called the Swords of Heimdall. No.
That is.
We're not going there. And the ones that I was talking about was actually the Valkyria of Freya. They've renamed them in this version. The Valkyria of Freya, the all-female ones. And then there's the one called Loki. Yes, Loki's Smile. I think that's for Hele.
Is Heimdall even a fighter?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yes, he has to be watched over the gates of Asgard.
He is
I
actually
guess.
one of the primary warriors, but yes, it's just
Yeah,
because in the Valhalla comic books he's this fat little git.
Yeah, it's just you don't have to be a fighter to keep watch when you have ears so keen you can hear the grass grow.
Oh, that's true. But yes, that's I am. Oh my goodness, I'm practically in love with them for including this. That is so good.
So I think we should have whoever go over the merits and flaws, because I know there's a lot of them, but some of us don't have the material. So I think we just need to slog through this, and if someone
quickly,
hears...
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop. I will give a couple of seconds between reading out aloud. So,
Yeah.
okay. Acute sense.
Cool. What does it do?
It's an acute sense.
Cool.
One of your senses is better.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm assuming lower difficulty on one sense.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Alcohol tolerance.
Yes?
You don't get drunk as easily. Ambidextrous.
Yeah?
You have a high degree of offhand dexterity and can perform tasks with your wrong hand at no penalty. Double jointed.
How many points is ambidextrous?
1.
I assume they're all 1 point right now.
Cool.
Yes.
Because they
go
are
on.
sorted by point.
They are sorted by points, yes. Double jointed. This is about having uncanny suppleness, making all dice rolls that require flexibility, such as wriggling free from an opponent's grasp, is at -2 difficulty.
Cool.
Okay. Next one, we have Mixed Morph, which is a 1 or 5 point merit. You find the art of partial transformation relatively easy and make the required dexterity plus primal urge roll at a difficulty of 6 rather than difficulty of 9. Basically what this means is, yes, I would like to have one of my hands turn into a claw so I can rip asunder someone without actually looking like a 9-foot tall armored killing machine. You can do that by doing Mixed Morph, but it's very difficult. If you have this, it's much more easy.
So everyone can do partial transformations, but if you have this, the staggering difficulty drops by 1 to 5.
Yes. Well, no, it drops from 6 to 6 from 9. Sorry.
Yeah, potentially from 1 to 5, depending on your the points you put into the merit.
No. It either costs 1 point or 5 points.
Oh. Okay, so it's not 1, 2, it's 1 or.
Exactly. 1 or 5, yes.
Cool.
And if you take it at 1 point, the difficulty drops. If you take it at 5 points, you don't. Because normally, if you want to do a mixed transformation like that, you have to also spend a willpower point. If you spend 5 points on this, you don't have to spend a willpower point. You just say, "Oh, but you don't."
I'm also shifting now.
Yeah. Here, look at my hand. Ooh, look at my claw. Basically.
That's cool.
Look at my hand, look at my claw, look at my hand, look at my claw, look at my hand, look at my claw.
Exactly. Yes.
So just to know, there are a lot of merits and flaws, and if we're going to go through
I
all
agree.
of them,
I do agree
it has to
with
be
that.
fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Perfect balance.
Cool.
Wolf sight, which means that in all your forms you see colors and intensities in light as a wolf does. Color vision is slightly less distinct than that of humans. Although you embrace the full spectrum of colors, your night vision, however, far surpasses human nocturnal vision.
Cool.
Bad taste. No, it's not because you have poor taste in clothing. It's because people who bite you will literally retch.
Ew.
Yeah. The next one is fair glabro. Fair glabro means if you change into glabro form, which is the big shaggy human thing, you can still pass for human. You're just larger than people normally are. Lack of scent, which of course means that you don't leave a scent trail. Physically impressive. You appear dangerous both in outward demeanor and in physical bearing. Daredevil. You excel at taking risks and have a talent for surviving them.
Long like a bash.
Long distance.
I was just thinking.
Yeah. The next one is long distance runner. So, yeah, you can run for hours on end. You have natural weapons as the next one. 3 or 4 points merit. So, again, 2 different ones.
What? Natural weapons. I assume we all have claws, so what does that do?
It means that you are greatly in tune with your wolf physique. Your balanced physical acuity in lupus form are greater than in homid form. Subtract 1 from the difficulty of any attack roll with an innate natural weapon, that is claw, bite, kick, and so on, when you are in lupus form. However, add 1 to the difficulty of any such attack made in homid form.
Okay.
It costs 3 points for lupus or matis characters and 4 points for homage.
Cool.
Next is huge size, which gives you an extra health level.
Makes you huge?
Yes, that too. You
Quite
stand
huge.
close to 7 feet tall and may weigh as much as 400 pounds in homid form. Next one is metamorph. Shape changing for you is as easy as breathing. You do not need to roll to change forms, nor is it necessary to spend a rage point for instantaneous shift.
How much does that cost?
7 points. It's very expensive.
What's called shape what?
Metamorph. Hugely expensive, but it is useful, I suppose.
I'm just noting them down for,
Animal musk. Now we're getting into the flaws. Animal musk means that you leave a very strong odor. Humans react poorly to you.
Cool.
Next one is anosmia. Whether from birth or due to some illness or accident, you've lost all sense of taste and smell.
That's a shame.
Next one is hard of hearing. Monochrome vision. So basically you see everything in black and white. Next one is no partial transformation, which means you can't do the whole see my hand, see my claw, see my hand thing. Next one is short, which means you're well below average height.
And that costs how much?
That is 1 point. That's a 1 point flaw. You will get 1 point for that.
What is the mechanical implication?
Your diminutive size causes you problems, making it difficult to see over obstacles, reaching high shelves, manipulate things built for average individuals. This lack of stature is mirrored in all of your forms. Your running speed is halved, and your storyteller may choose to levy additional penalties as appropriate in any given situation, although occasionally this flaw can give you a concealment advantage. It should also be noted that werewolves will probably snicker when they see you, because quite frankly, your Krynos form is going to be tiny.
Just wait till I drop a sperm whale on them, they won't be laughing then.
when we give you your tribe name, it's gonna be Chihuahua.
Hey!
Oh no, another song popped up into my head.
Short arse shite. Strict carnivore is the next one. Basically, it says vegetarian. It's just another way of saying lazy hunter.
I can go with that
In
one.
other words, you only eat meat.
You can
How
only eat
weird would it be for a werewolf to be a vegetarian?
Very. But the point here is, of course, that you don't get any nourishment from eating vegetables or grains.
Yep.
No being an omnivore.
Exactly. One eye is the next one. Kind of gives itself. Bad sight. So you have both your eyes, but you don't see very well. Deformity. Mates' characters can take this flaw for no freebie points as their mates' disfigurement. But yes, that's...
Bad sight, is that also just a 1 point?
No, that's a 3 point. 3 point flaw. All sight difficulties are increased by 2, which is pretty severe.
Base difficulty in this game is 6, so
Yeah.
you need to roll 6 or higher on a d10. If that increased by 2, then to see anything,
Yes.
you should roll a 8 or higher.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Double Jeopardy, which is Gaia has marked you strongly. You were born not with one, but with 2 significant Matus deformities.
Oh,
Obviously,
shit.
this is only taken by Matus Guru. Next one is Lame, so you can't run or walk easily. You have a pronounced limp and may need assistance from a cane or a walking stick.
That would be
Matus can
so
take
sad.
that as their Matus disfigurement, yes. That is a huge disadvantage, obviously. And you only get 3 points for it. I always thought that was too little.
The combat implications are severe.
Yes, Monstrous is the next one, 3-point flaw.
Well, you could say that having that crutch or something would actually be cool, because even if they're at distance, you can still whack them with the crutch.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, and they can pull the crutch out from under you.
Yeah, that's the offside.
If you're in Krynos form, you're very, very tough. So a human pulling that away.
Yeah, that's not the same if it's a Nexus crawler or a Black Spiral Dancer pulling it away.
But still, you could still whack them with them, even if you're laying down. Still whack them.
Someone should take limp. At least that means we know who's gonna die and save the rest of us if we ever have to run away. It's just the first time we have to flee for our lives, that character dies and we all live.
Fucking bad. They will just wipe the fucking crutch away and then run, leaving them to die.
Okay.
Alright, let's move on, Joan.
Just a moment, I have to answer here.
Yeah, I distracted her because I'm rude like
It's
that.
like, sorry, Bob, it's you or all of us.
Sorry, Chihuahua. Lay still. Play dead.
Play dead and cover yourself in tartar sauce.
Here we go. Monstrous. Your physical appearance is truly hideous to your fellow Guru. All your forms bear some grotesque qualities. Your Homid form barely looks human. Your appearance rating is 0 and cannot be raised higher with experience, barring some remarkable circumstance. Yeah.
Oh shit. Hello.
One arm at den næste. Deaf, mute, blind. Og så kommer vi ned til mental. Så er vi i gang med merits igen. Common sense har vi lige haft. Computer aptitude har vi haft.
Take care to not intermix the Danish too much because we still have Chris here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there are some I haven't heard. Computer aptitude, what does that do?
Computer aptitude lowers difficulties on all roles involving computers. That's hardware, software, and/or operations. By 2 points. So basically, the difficulty is lower.
Yeah, if you want to excel at computers, that would be a good merit.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, I've already taken it.
Next one, concentration. You have the ability to focus your mind and shut out distractions or annoyances.
If we take that, can we just go an entire scene without recognizing Helle?
No!
Very funny. No. Expert driver. Then we have the language one that I mentioned. Lightning calculator. So, yeah.
What does that do?
All roles involving complex equations and math and stuff like that is made at -2. Also, another possible use for this merit is figuring the odds of success or failure of a particular endeavor, assuming you have sufficient data on which to base your calculations.
Lightning calculation, did you call it?
Lightning calculator. It's 1 point merit. Next one is mechanical aptitude. Kind of says itself. Time sense. Also kind of self-explanatory. You have an internal clock, basically. Next one is berserker. Uncanny control over your inner anger, and you can use your rage as most Guru cannot. You can enter a berserk frenzy at will, ignoring your wound penalties. You still suffer the consequences of any actions committed in the throes of frenzy. When circumstances might cause you to frenzy, you must make a standard roll to see if you do or not. So basically, you can choose to go into frenzy.
Like, this would be convenient right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's generally speaking, it's not hard for werewolves to get angry, lol. But frenzying can be a great bonus in combat because it means you get to ignore all those pesky wound penalties.
Yes. However, it also means you lose control of yourself to a very high extent.
Yeah.
Next one is Code of Honor. Characters with this merit gain 2 additional rolls on all willpower rolls when acting in accordance with their code, such as, for example, helping the defenseless or something like that. Next one is eidetic memory. So yeah, photographic memory. This allows you. Doesn't allow you to just say, "Oh, but I have photographic memory," but it does allow you to make a perception plus alertness roll if you've forgotten something, and then yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Inner strength, you have the grit of a true survivor. In crisis, your deep reserve of determination gets you through. Reduce the difficulty of willpower rolls by 2 if struggling against overwhelming odds. Natural linguist, that was the one I mentioned before. Add 3 dice to any dice pools involving written or spoken languages, and each purchase of the language merit gives you 2 languages instead of 1. Next, you have seldom sleeps. So yes, you don't sleep nearly as often. 1